Here in Charlottesville, Virginia will be without Sil Landesberg, who's moved on to the pros, and they'll also be without Sammy Zaglinski the first couple months of the season due to a knee injury. That will force second-year head coach Tony Bennett to rely on a small group of veterans led by Mike Scott and 6 talented yet unproven freshmen.
It was a roller coaster, certainly some highs and then some lows, and then I thought we finished strong our last 3 games, winning a game in the ACC tournament and playing some competitive basketball against Maryland and Duke. And you know, we had to make some hard decisions too. There were some defections from our team, so we learned a lot about the young men that are returning and what's going to be important to building a successful program for the long haul. But what I like where the program is at now is every young man that's in the program is here because they're really bought into turning this around. They're 2 feet in, as we like to say, and there is an enthusiastic spirit when practice, whether it's the young guys because this is the first year is the first time they've been through it, or as I mentioned to you before, the returners that they see a chance where they're going to have an opportunity to play and they're called upon to lead. And so I think there's a healthy environment, and we certainly take what we learned, the good and the bad last year, and we use that to our advantage for this season.
What is it you like most about this young team? You've got, I guess, 7 freshmen actually on the roster.
Yeah. You know, I like their heart, their enthusiasm. It's really a tenacious group, but I like how the returners have embraced the young guys. I think there's good chemistry, and that will be tested as you find out every year when adversity comes or you go through hard patches. But I think they realize who they are. Their identity is really, we're going to have to do this strength in numbers, and collectively I think there'll be some very nice individual performances here and there, but I think they realize their competitiveness and their success will lie in how well they play together as an offensive unit and a defensive unit. And half the battle is understanding and knowing who you are, and now we got to go put that on the floor. But in practices they've embraced that identity. Mike will be he'll be a marked man now because he averaged the most points and rebounds, and I think him being consistent. Last year he had some moments where he was very good, and then there's times where he was a little inconsistent, so he's really had a good off season, and I think he knows how much he'll be called upon and how we'll need his consistency and his experience. So if he can play at a high level and provide the leadership in his own way, everybody provides leadership in their own way, if he can do that, that will certainly help because there's not a lot of experience returning, so we'll need some of the gray hairs to help us out. I really think the ACC is a blend of great skill with great athleticism and I think terrific coaching. So it makes, as I say, at best it's the premier league in the country, and when it's a down year in the ACC, it's still one of the top leagues around, and it's very good that way.
After 17 years of dominating the CAA, the Old Dominion Lady Monarchs have now gone 2 years without a title. They're not picked to win this year, but Wendy Larry thinks that might be an oversight.
I'm hopeful. I like the pieces. I like the parts. I think we have some greater depth. I think we're a better shooting team this year. So we have some nice athleticism, and we also have some nice shooters. So I think we've spent a lot of time on the leadership piece, on the chemistry piece, and I think that will pay some rewards. Our goal is always to get into a championship situation, to compete for a conference title, and this year will be no different. I think this team will have some pretty high expectations, and I think that their goal will be to get back into that position and this time maybe just, win it.
Well, that's going to do it for our college basketball preview on Cox. Thanks for watching, and I hope that your team is one of those that gets invited to be dancing come March. So long, everybody.